Welcome everyone to the next class of botany and here the topic to be discussed is biomagnification. Now, biomagnification means actually it is also known as biological magnification. That means increase in the concentration of persistent pollutants. Okay, persistent pollutants, for example DDT or other substances, in such huge concentration that they will ultimately affect the living organisms. Okay, so here we can see one example, and in the books also you will get an example regarding DDT, okay, which is a very important constituent which is being added to the water bodies and thus harming the living beings. Now see, the concentration of DDT, that means when a case study was done in concern to USA water island, then what happened, for controlling the mosquito population actually DDT was regularly used, okay, so that it can be get rid of the mosquitoes. For then after few years gradually the number of birds, some fish eating birds, their population decreased. So when it was studied properly, it was observed that the water content had a DDT of about 0.003 parts per billion, okay, and the phytoplankton, it consisted of about 0.003 ppm, that is parts per million. That means the concentration gradually increased. Then in zooplanktons, which will eat these phytoplanktons, their concentration was 0.04 ppm. Then small fishes which eats these zooplanktons, it is 0.5 ppm. The large fishes, okay, that which will eat the small fishes, that is 2 ppm. And the birds, fish eating birds, their content was about 24 to 25 ppm. That means simply we can understand from the diagram itself that the concentration of DDT is actually gradually increasing. It is increasing from the water body to the fish eating birds, and when these birds, the concentration of DDT increases, it will definitely harm their calcium concentration, and when calcium concentration is harmed, that means their eggshells will be very soft, and for that the embryo will be destroyed, okay, and moreover their different diseases will also occur in these particular birds, for which it will be difficult for them to survive. So this particular phenomenon in which actually the concentration of pollutants increases according to the increase in the trophic level, and this causes very harmful effect to the ultimate trophic level which is present, okay, that means it will gradually grow on increasing. So this particular phenomenon is known as biomagnification. Again, while we are discussing about eutrophication, eutrophication means the enrichment of nutrients in the water bodies, okay. So from this diagram we can see a particular black color portion is seen in the water body, okay. This is called the algal bloom. That means when the nutrients are enriched or it is increasing, it gradually due to actually run off or some natural or cultural practices, human activities, the nutrients get deposited in the water bodies at the bottom, but maximum gets deposited at the peripheries, okay. So when they get deposited, the nutrient is enriched. Gradually what happen, algae starts growing, basically the blue green algae, and it ultimately changes the color of the water, okay, and this is known as algal bloom. When it grows, now you can see in the diagram the black portion, actually this indicates that here light will not pass, so it will definitely harm the particular type of organisms that are present beneath the this bloom, okay. Then it will produce some toxic substances. These toxic substances will harm the human beings as well as the water animals, and moreover this produces a very foul odor, okay. It is ultimately a very problematic situation. When eutrophication occurs, actually the whole water bodies get destroyed. The natural type of eutrophication, actually it is very long process. It is naturally occurring and it is very long because the deposition takes place naturally, so long time is taken. But in case of cultural eutrophication or accelerated eutrophication, that is strictly done by human beings, for which it is very fast, okay, growing, and it is normally seen in nearby the cities. The water bodies are mostly polluted. It is added with maximum amount of nutrients, and thus algae grows, and this bloom affect the aquatic organisms by causing depletion of the dissolved oxygen content, okay. So these two topics are very important. Now, when we are actually discussing about the water management or the control of water pollution, we are studying a case study. Okay, so in the case study, it was done in Arcata, situated in the northern coast of California. Here, actually, some treatment measures were taken for the water bodies, and these measures included, or it was divided into two substages. One was conventional method like filtering, sedimentation and chlorine treatment, and the other innovative approach. That means here series of six connected marshes or 60 hectares of marshlands were added with bacteria, fungi, plants, and it was allowed to be treated. Okay, the content, the pollutants were neutralized by growing of the microorganisms. Okay, so these are the measures, or there are some strategies. The case study includes actually the strategies that are taken for controlling the water pollution. Then the ecocene toilets were created where the human excreta are dried up and they are used as natural fertilizers, which are now practiced in Kerala and Sri Lanka also. Okay, so water bodies also, different chemicals or minerals which are added, these are all neutralized so that it doesn't harm the aquatic organisms, plants or animals. So these are the main important things to be studied. So eutrophication and biomagnification are very much essential, to study them very properly.